Welcome back to the Panic Room, everyone, and to a tag video today. So guys, we got a fun one today. It's like a get to know me kind of tag. We're going to be doing the 50 questions I've never been asked tag. And I was tagged by the lovely Emily Terry. So thank you, Emily. So guys, I'm going to tell you straight up that I'm going to invoke the right to skip whatever the hell I want. Those of you who've been around for a while, you know that with me and tags, it's just lucky that you get a coherent answer. So let's get started. I've got Emily's video pulled up on my phone for the prompts, and prompt number 1. What is your favorite candle scent? Really, and I know this is gonna shock, absolutely no one. I'm much more of like a spicy fall type scented candle person. I don't really dig on like springy, florally type smells. Really just walk into Bath and Body Works around fall and any of those will probably suffice. All right, prompt number 2. Which female celebrity do you wish were your sister? Okay, I don't follow a lot of celebrities, but I'm gonna go with Fairuza Balk, specifically from The Craft, because I'm gonna borrow Nancy's clothes. Prompt number 3. Which male celebrity do you wish were your brother? I don't know. Thor? Because he could beat the shit out of people. Prompt number 4. How old do you think you'll be when you marry? I was 23. And that's all we're gonna say about that. Prompt number 5, do you know someone who is a hoarder? No, but as a former case manager, I've been in many of those houses. Prompt number 6, can you do the splits? Why do we call them the splits? Isn't it just splits? Because I can do a split, but why is it the splits? Like, I've never seen that before this particular prompt. Okay, maybe I'm just reading too much into it. Yes, I can do the splits. How old were you when you learned to ride a bike? 6, 7, maybe 8. I remember my brother and I learned together. So that would mean, my brother's younger than me, so that would mean that he had to have been old enough to learn as well. So I'm gonna go out on a limb and say probably like 7-ish. Okay, prompt number 8. How many oceans have you swum in? Just one. I've never been to the west coast of the US, nor have I been to any other country that touches another ocean. So just the Atlantic. Number 9. How many countries have you visited? None. And let me just say that's not by choice, that is due to financial obligations. If I had my way, I would go to, so many different countries. Number 10, is anyone in your family in the Army? Numerous uncles, and I know of at least one cousin. But yeah, a number of my uncles were, yeah. So I'm gonna say probably at least 3 or 4 members of my extended family. Number 11, what would you name your daughter if you had one? I've always kind of been partial to the name Lily. I know y'all were probably thinking like Lucretia or something, but no, I've actually always really been partial to the name Lily for some reason. I don't know why. I just always thought it was really pretty and very like feminine almost, so. All right, number 12, what would you name your son if you had one? Now this one I have thought about. Side note, my boyfriend hates all of these names, and it's not like I'm having kids anyway, but the name that I have wanted for a boy since I read the Animorph series, and you guys know that was like a big deal to me when I was a kid, is Tobias Jacoby. So in the Animorphs book series, there was a character by the name of Tobias. It was the first time I'd ever heard that name. I thought it was wonderful. And yes, Jacoby is because I listened to Papa Roach in high school, and I still think it's a cool name. Bite me. Number 13, what is the worst grade you got on a test? Okay, I don't remember a specific test, but let me tell you a story. So when I was in high school 100,000 years ago, the requirements for math were that you had to have Algebra 1 and 1 above that. Didn't matter what it was, just had to be 1 above that. So, you know, your choices were things like statistics or Algebra 2 or geometry and whatever. I picked geometry, okay, because that's what my friends are doing. Don't follow the crowd, kids. It never works out. So I skidded out of that class. I want to say I got a really low C. Skidded out. And I mean, I was a really good student, except for math. Now, let me pause here and say, I know the normal math stuff. Like I can balance a checkbook, all of that jazz. But the minute you step beyond things like dividing fractions, or the minute you put letters in it, probably not your girl. Now, when it comes to geometry, I suck. If you look at me and say, okay, I need enough paint for a 12 by 14 room, you might as well be speaking Koine Greek. All right? I suck at it. I really do. And so that should tell you that I should have stopped there, right? No, so my advisor in high school was like, if you want to go to college, you need some more math. You know, I think you should take Algebra 2. So I did. Would you like to know my final grade? A 55. And I come from before they switched the numerical grades around to correspond with the letters. So a 55 was an F. Yeah, it was an F. An overall grade of 55. Yeah, it was awful. 14, what was your favorite TV show as a kid? That would depend on what age you ask, because I loved things like Power Rangers, Sailor Moon, God, I loved Sailor Moon, and any number of the Nicktoons. Usually, if I had to guess, my answer would have been one of the Nicktoons, like Doug, or Rugrats, or Our Monsters. Does anyone else remember Our Monsters? I love that show. The Angry Beavers, stuff like that. I loved all of the Nicktoons. I thought they were great. So chances are, depending on what age you asked Baby Pax, she probably would have gave you a Nicktoon. 15, what did you dress up as for Halloween when you were 8? I have no idea. But I will tell you that my usual MO was my mom would go buy like an outfit, but then she let me go wild with like hair and makeup. Who shocks? I did a lot of like creatures. Like I did a lot of things like witches and vampires and things like that, but they were always different. So probably something like that. 16, have you read any Harry Potter, Hunger Games, or Twilight? Yes, to all of the above. 17, would you rather have an American or British accent? I want one that makes me not sound like a hick. I'll even keep the Southern thing, but can I have like a Georgian Southern accent? They have the refined Southern accent. It puts you in mind of like cobblestone streets and mint juleps, whereas mine puts you in mind of Mountain Dew and cigarettes. Obviously, I'm joking. I don't mind my accent most of the time, but if I had to pick, I would honestly probably go with Australia, because I think Australians have amazing accents. I love their accent. But I think it was Emily that said you always want what you don't have. So given the choice, I'm going with the British accent between the two. 18, did your mother go to university? No, but she's the reason I did. Number 19, are your grandparents still married? All my grandparents have passed, but they were all married, up until the very end. 20, have you ever taken karate lessons? No, but I totally would. 21, do you know who Kermit the Frog is? What kind of question is that? Like, even young people know who Kermit the Frog is, because he's the tea lizard, right? 22, what was the first amusement park you visited? I think it was King's Dominion. I don't even know if that's still a thing. I'm pretty sure it was King's Dominion, and I'm almost certain I went with a youth group. 23, which language would you like to be fluent in? Español. Mi español es terrible, pero español. 24, do you spell it gray or gray, like G-R-A-Y or G-R-E-Y? I'm pretty sure this depends on your location. I think one is a US spelling and one is a UK spelling. I only say that because of my proofreading books. For me, I think I usually go with the A, though. 25, is your father bald? Last time I saw him, no. 26, do you know triplets? No. 27, do you prefer Titanic or The Notebook? I've never seen The Notebook. Who's shocked? 28, have you ever had Indian food? I love Indian food. Oh my gosh, it's like one of my favorites. 29, what is the name of your favorite restaurant? I don't really have one. There is a Thai food restaurant around here. It's like a little local thing. I think it's just called My Thai, actually. And it's amazing. It is absolutely amazing. Some of the best Thai food I've ever had. So yeah, I'd probably say that, I guess. 30, have you ever been to Nando's? Is this a store? Like, I've seen some other people wonder about this, and I didn't look it up, because you guys know I don't do that. Is this a store? I'm pretty sure it's a store, like, maybe in the UK, and, like, us Americans just don't know about it. But no, I've never been to a Nando's. 31, do you belong to any warehouse stores? Yes, we belong to Sam's. 32, what would your parents have named you if you'd been the opposite gender? I know this. My mom told me this. Brandon. My name was going to be Brandon. 33, what's your nickname? You can't really shorten Pax. 34, who's your favorite person in the world? I have many, thankfully. 35, would you rather live in the country or the city? I really like how Nim answered this. There's really benefits to both. If I had not ever lived near a city like I do now, I probably would have said country just because that's all I knew. But now that I live next to a city, I can see how convenient it is. So I think it depends on what you prioritize. 36, can you whistle? No, never been able to. 37, do you sleep with a nightlight? No, I like the darkness. 38, do you eat breakfast every morning? Yeah. 39, do you take any daily pills or medication? I take a B12 supplement, and that is only because I do not eat meat, and it is recommended that you do that. So, 40, what medical condition do you have? Skip. 41, how many times have you been to the hospital? I used to work at one. Oh God, I need some wood to knock on. None as of right now. Let's hope it stays that way. 42, have you seen Finding Nemo? I've seen the second one. I think it's Finding Dory. It was cute. I've never seen the first one though. I think Dory, the Finding Dory one, I think that's the second one, right? Comment down below, tell me. I don't know. But it was cute. It was a cute movie. 43, where do you buy your jeans? I don't wear jeans. 44, what's the last compliment you got? Probably one of you guys, because I have amazing subscribers, so it was probably a comment under one of my videos. Although I'm going to take this moment to tell you guys one of the funniest compliments that I've ever gotten. I loved it. It was from John at Books of Blood. Somehow we were on the topic of goth, or goth was mentioned or something, and he said that I was goth if Disney bought the rights to goth. I love that. I love that. I took that as a wonderful compliment. So yeah, I still think of that. That is so funny to me. 45, do you usually remember your dreams in the morning? I don't really have good dreams. I've never had good dreams. My brother and I always kind of had some stuff like revolving around our sleep, like sleepwalking and, you know, things like that. So I don't like to dream. I don't, I don't really want to go into it. I just don't like to dream. 46, what flavor of tea do you enjoy? I love tea. But if I had to pick, chai. I love chai, and usually anything flavored chai. I absolutely adore it. It is the perfect fall drink, really, because it's kind of spicy, but it's just the perfect drink. It's the perfect tea for me. I love it. 47, how many pairs of shoes do you currently own? Less than 10, but I wear 3, like, religiously. In the summer, it's my rope sandals, and all year long, it's my combat boots and my Converse. 48, what religion would you raise your children to practice? So I'm of the mindset that if there is a certain philosophy or a certain religion that is important to you, that you should live those ideals in front of your children. And in doing so, you're going to show your kids that this is important to you. And I also think if you teach your kids to think critically and to think for themselves, that they are going to find the path that they're meant to be on. I really don't think it's as big of a problem as some people think. Now, granted, you know, I know you're dealing with some heavy stuff there, but if there's a philosophy or if there's a way of life that is important to you, I feel like all you have to do is live those ideals in front of your children and teach your children to be critical thinkers and to be individuals, and they're going to be just fine. So that's how I would answer that. 49, how old were you when you found out Santa wasn't real? I don't really remember the age, but I remember distinctly asking my mom if Santa was real, and she looked at me and said, do you mean the person or like the spirit of Christmas? Because my mom was always real big about calling Santa the spirit of Christmas, and I was like, the person, like the person who eats the cookies or whatever. And she was like she just shook her head. I was like, Mom, you lied to me. And she's like, no, I always said he was the spirit of Christmas. I never said he was a person. It's like, that's a lie. And number 50, why do you have a blog or a channel? I've said it before. Nobody in my life reads, and they certainly don't read the weird shit I do. And so I just decided to turn on the camera and scream into the void, and I'm very, very grateful that some amazing people have screamed back. So guys, that is it. 50 questions you've never been asked. I don't think I'm that interesting of a person, but I hope you guys enjoyed this. And please guys, let me know down below, maybe if you want to answer some of these questions. You don't have to answer all 50, I know that's a lot to type out. But if you want to answer some of these questions, I would love to know your answers to some of them. So let me know down below. And guys, of course, if you like this, please hit like, hit subscribe. It would really help me out. And until next time, bye for now.